Welcome to Post Game Live. The Patriots beat the New Orleans Saints 25-19. Second straight win on the road. Third straight win overall. Look at this. Your New England Patriots are 4-2 on the season. Not to get ahead of ourselves, but going into a game in Nashville next week against the pretty awful Tennessee Titans. But first things first, Patriots win here, and we've got a great show lined up here. We've got some fantastic experts lined up to talk about it. We got Phil Perry. We got Tommy Curran, three-time Super Bowl champion Ted Johnson. I'm Michael Holley. Lots to take away from this entertaining game, which looked like it was going to be a shootout in the first half. Oh, man, it might be 40-37. It might be 44-38. Slowed down in the second half. What's your biggest takeaway, Phil Perry?
Well, to me, it's the quarterback again. And he leads you to this victory, and he does so by targeting people not named Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs lights it up for 2 weeks in a row, 200-plus yard football games, 2 wins. Third week, it's the Kayshon Boutte show. And he goes to him twice, not only for scores, Tom, but twice at the end of the game when they needed to milk the clock. 2 first downs to Kayshon Boutte. He wisely, I'm not sure he did it intentionally on the second one, but on the first one, he wisely stayed in bounds. Great challenge by Mike Vrabel. On the second one, they run clock and they win the game. Drake Maye is not reliant upon 1 or 2 particular receivers. He'll throw to the open guy. Today was Kayshon Boutte.
And the nature of those Boutte catches, to me, he's got zero separation. He is a good win at the catch point guy. And you have that. And you also kind of have it with Diggs, who didn't get a lot of separation. But his 3 catches for 28 yards were big, high-leverage catches that they needed from him, especially at the end of the first half. You got a couple from Demario Douglas. But to me, if you're looking at some of these, if Drake Maye is in a position where he has to make high-leverage throws into tight spots, he's not doing the things that we were concerned about a month ago, 2 weeks ago, definitely 2 months ago, about pat, is he sure? He is just cocksure certain that it's going in there.
No doubt, guys. I mean, I think the guys are absolutely right. I think the story is Drake Maye. He was brilliant, particularly in that first half. I mean, it was incredible how just pinpoint he was to start this game. And even in the second half, you know, but there is a but for me, and there is some concerns I do have. I mean, how they kind of fumbled that fourth down play with the decision-making there. They rushed the ball 31 times for 3.2 yards. The rushing game has no imagination whatsoever. And so that, to me, is going to be – it's going to hurt them eventually. So the running game was terrible, no imagination, and 11 penalties in this game. So it's still – it was a great performance by Drake Maye, and really a good job by the defense, particularly in that second half, holding them only to 3 points. But we got to figure this running game out, because Drake Maye needs some help if he's going to be the quarterback we all want him to be.
Yeah, Teddy, 22 for 46 when you take out the Drake Maye scrambles. So 22 for 46 from your backs. And we talked a little bit this week about style points and whether the Patriots could win and did they need style points. This is more like what I think folks might need to get accustomed to, is you're going to have some explosive times, but then there's going to be grind them out periods, because it still is a developing team. They're winning games, and this, I think, goes into the bucket, in a different bucket than the Buffalo win, a different bucket than the Carolina win. You go on the road, you're getting some ass calls from the officials to put you in positions. You had a 51-yard reception from Diggs wiped out. You had a touchdown that you eventually got back anyway on the Demario Douglas one. But good, resourceful win, not clean enough to walk away and say, but really good resilience, I think.
Does it say anything, Phil, that the Patriots, I think we didn't get to this in pregame, but 27 of 29 people polled picked the Patriots over the Saints. And the 2 people who picked the Saints, they're from New Orleans. Now, but really, I mean, like, most people expected the Patriots to win the game. And even though it wasn't an artistic masterpiece, is it progress that you go into a game saying the Patriots should win that game, and the Patriots do win that game? Like, we haven't been here in a long time where, expect it to win and you actually carry it through.
No question about it, because this is still an NFL team. The New Orleans Saints, they're coming off beating an NFL team. If you were to lose it, if you were to screw it up, you could have easily lost this game. You got no picks from your quarterback, and you had no fumbles offensively. So when you play that style, it wasn't picture perfect. It was not an artistic performance by any stretch of the imagination. But they didn't screw it up. And that, to me, is progress. Coming off the win that you just had, would have been easy for them to rest on their laurels. Say, this is a one-win team. Who cares? We're going on the road. We'll have some fun down in the bayou. We'll go win a football game. We'll come back home, play another crap team next week in Tennessee. They didn't do that. It was a tougher game than I think a lot of people anticipated. And the fact they're able to win it, Ted, to me is a sign of real growth.
I agree. Look, I mean, the Saints have played tough at home. They had game-winning drives at the end of the games to win the game in the last 2 games that they've lost at home. And so it was kind of the same thing here. So this, Spencer Rattler, I think is a better quarterback than maybe we all thought. I mean, he was pretty accurate in what he was doing there, particularly to Chris Olave. So. Look, that's not the easiest team. They got big names on defense, as we saw. So, I mean, they got 3 in a row. When's the last time? 3 in a row since the first time since 2022. So they're learning how to win. And you know what? I love the fast start. I mean, they came out and just were on fire on both sides, and that made me feel like, okay, they're ready to go for this game, Michael.
I don't know if you guys are ready for this. Are you ready?
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Are you ready for some?
Getting hot in here?
Are you ready for a hot take? Is this a hot? Tell me if this is a hot take, because I got plenty of papers here. If it's hot, you said 3 wins in a row. Patriots are 4-2. Drake Maye has looked really good. Really all season. Is it too early to start talking about Drake Maye as MVP Drake Maye? Is he in the MVP conversation, Tommy Curran? Drake Maye, based on what you've seen the last, I was about to fall out of my seat.
Takes so high, everybody's falling off their seat.
This seat, I will fall off this thing.
Melted that chair.
Hey, stay tuned, because I will fall off this. It's going to be some great TV. I'll fall off this before the show's over. 4-2. MVP, Drake Maye?
Oh, he is in the conversation, as is Daniel Jones, as is Dak Prescott. I mean, it's kind of a void there because Josh Allen right now, coming off a primetime game last week where he was outdueled to an extent by Maye. Not a better player yet, but outdueled in that primetime game. Lamar Jackson's down. Patrick Mahomes is not what Patrick Mahomes is. He's competing with Daniel Jones and Dak Prescott, as I said. Trevor Lawrence, who you might have thrown into the conversation, or Jared Goff would be a guy in the conversation. All quarterbacks are in the conversation. And the quarterback of the team that has improved the most in 2025 and is putting up numbers that actually buttress his case certainly belongs in a conversation.
He's in the conversation because he's a top 7 or 8 quarterback right now. So all those guys are in the conversation. I'll throw Baker Mayfield. Let's throw Baker Mayfield in the conversation as well. But how many names is that? So to me, the fact that there are that many names tells us it's probably a little too early. But the fact that we're even talking about him in these terms, where we're talking about yet another game, again, they've got 4 wins this year. Drake Maye's played 4 really clean, no turnover football games, and they've won them all. So eventually he'll screw it up, and they'll have to win in spite of him at some point. Like if you want to be a good team, at least that's what you have to do. But so far, Ted, he plays clean. They do well. It's a pretty simple equation.
Absolutely, Phil. And I think it's a fun question, and I think absolutely yes. I think he's in the conversation. Like Tom said, it's still a long ways to go. But the way he plays the game is in such he makes the position, like playing the position. And this is what I've always said this about, like, guys that we're all pros out there, but then the guys that perform at a level above the rest of the pros, that make the game, it's almost like it's like easy. Like Terry Glenn, I'd watch him run routes, and I go, it's not even like he's trying, and he's just going right by everybody. Drake Maye plays the quarterback position like with ease. It doesn't look like it's a struggle for him, and we've seen some quarterbacks here recently where it looked.
Yeah, we've seen some quarterbacks here recently, like Drake Maye, probably like week 1.
Okay, well,
go back to week 1. We were saying, he's too hyped up before the game.
Yeah.
He really, I'll give him credit. I'm not saying it like, to criticize him. There's been growth there from Drake Maye that we've seen this season. Yeah. Week 1 against the Raiders, he was way too hyped up at the beginning of the game, and then Steelers game, the 2 turnovers, the red zone interception, and then the fumble in the middle of the field. That seems like that was this year. It seems like it was a couple of years ago. It really does.
Well, he said like we had Brian Hoyer on our E! Afternoon show, and he said like what he saw from Drake Maye last week, it was like he accelerated his progression in 3 years, in the last 3 weeks, and that's what you see. You're seeing kind of like him learning from his mistakes. He's protecting the ball. He looks more comfortable running out in the open field. You feel like you can trust him. He's not going to be loose with the ball. He's just improving on so many things compared to where he was, just like you guys are saying, even 3 weeks ago. And that's what's the amazing thing to watch.
I think the definition of confidence, at least if I remember Bill Parcells, the way he defined it was, it's the demonstrated ability to perform a task will give you confidence. And he has demonstrated ability to take care of the ball, to make tight throws, to run with the ball, to be responsible in the pocket. So the confidence grows from that. I want to go a little bit more, 30,000 feet. When you look around the NFL, and people are going to quibble with this win, if you look around the NFL, Dolphins blow it late against the Chargers. Chargers aren't a great team. Jaguars lose. That's a 4-1 team that loses. Colts are nip and tuck with not a great Cardinals team. Panthers, the Patriots beat them. They went and beat a decent Cowboys team. Ravens lose by 14. Broncos barely get past the Jets. Obviously, the Eagles got smoked by the Giants. If you look at just the landscape of the league right now, Phil, this is an odd year that's developing, and that's probably going to contribute a bit to the rise of the Patriots.
And it's more wide open in the AFC than we would have assumed, right? Lamar Jackson's injury seemingly, might just take the Ravens out of the thing entirely here. It sounds like he's expected. It sounds like he's expected to be back after Week 7. So we'll see if they can rattle off a bunch of wins here. But Joe Burrow's injury takes the Bengals out of the picture. So now you've got two teams that a lot of people assumed would be at least in the running to make the Super Bowl from the AFC. And they're afterthoughts now. So there's a vacuum there that the Patriots might be able to occupy.
And you got a team, excuse me, real quick, in the Patriots that people just, I mean, the national pundits loved what they saw from them last week, right? And so there's going to be a huge spotlight on this team. And they basically, after this game, I think people are going to start looking at them as one of the better teams in the AFC, and it feels like a foregone conclusion that they should make the playoffs, obviously. So it's going to be, from a psychological standpoint, interesting. Can they handle being the hunted as opposed to being the hunter? There is a difference in that, and they were the hunter for the first few games, and now after the last two, they're going to be considered the hunted because a lot of people are going to get on the Patriots bandwagon based off of what they saw last week against the Bills, and then validating that win last week against the Bills with a win today.
Okay, so let's say you can't sneak up on anybody anymore if you're the Patriots. Let's get ahead of ourselves. Let's just count that Tennessee win. Count that Tennessee win. I know it's dangerous. We're not playing the game. We're not in the building.
Fine.
We're not in the facility. So listen, do your job and ignore the noise, all this stuff. No. So let's make them 5-2. And we were just talking about Drake Maye and being an MVP candidate. So if he's an MVP candidate, he's got people's attention. If they're 5-2, they have people's attention. And Tom, this is back to your point about the running game we made a few minutes ago. If you've got Drake Maye and he's the offense, and you're not sneaking up on anybody, eventually teams say, okay, wait a minute. We're going to take this guy out of the game. Are we at that point where, can you think he can handle it? Can he handle it? That he is going to be looked at as the Patriots offense, not, play action. No, we're not worried about Ramondre. He hasn't proven it to us. Gibson out for the year. The rookie hasn't proven it to us. We're taking away Drake Maye, damn it.
Teddy keeps pointing at me, and I think it's because we were on WEEI earlier today.
Go, buddy, go.
And in speaking about it, I don't think it's really easy to crack the code on Drake Maye because he is running it well. He's making excellent decisions. He's accurate against zone. Phil can help me out on some of his performance. Right now, he's performing a lot against single high safety, which means they're already rotating somebody down, and he's having success. He's having success against the blitz. What do you do with Drake Maye? I'm going to let these guys, who are more in the X's and O's than me, because I think he's a puzzle right now.
He's second in the league coming into this game today in terms of EPA against single high safety coverages. So Tom's right. They're dropping, opposing defensive coordinators, dropping an extra safety into the box. It's helping make the Patriots' run game as meager as it's been in terms of its efficiency. The solution might be, all right, that safety that we had in the box playing the run, we're going to get him out of there, and we're going to play him in the deep part of the field because this quarterback's just chucking it all over the lot to these receivers we've never heard of before, and he's killing teams week after week after week. Now, that might open it up for the run game, Ted. It was pathetic. Quite frankly, it was pathetic again today. Running back runs, 22 carries for 45 yards. That's I'm rounding up. Rounding up, it's 2.05 yards per carry.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Josh McDaniels, I don't know what you do to try to figure it out. Maybe you got to get a little more creative, Ted, but that might be the solution is fewer single high safety coverages, more two high stuff against the Patriots.
Yeah, that would be great. What's Greg Roman doing? Is he, because he can really dial up a run game. We need a more creative, run game because Drake, but to Tom's point, exactly right. This morning we were talking about this, and it's a good, defenses are trying everything they can to try and stop him. I mean, you saw the Buffalo Bills. They only blitzed him a couple times in the first half last week. They were like, we're going to dial up the blitzes on him in the third quarter. Oh, they dialed him up, and he went 6 for 7 for 92 yards. So he had as an answer for everything so far that you're throwing at him. A lot of teams are terrified to play him in man-to-man because of his running ability. So that opens some things up for the receivers on the outside, and it's not an easy assignment to try and figure out how to stop Drake. He seems to be breaking the code, like Tom said, whatever you throw at him.
Presented by Gem Plumbing and Heating. For an instant reaction to your heating, cooling, electrical, and plumbing needs, visit AskGem.com.